There are only a few top guys in the league, so in this series I'm going to look at some of the up-and-coming stars who are making their way into the spotlight. For this episode in the series, I'm traveling down to San Francisco to look at a young star in the making named Brandon Aiyuk.
Coming back, Aiyuk's got it with blockers. Aiyuk makes a cut, looking for the end zone, and he's in! Touchdown, San Francisco!
Out of a town a few miles away from Sacramento in Rocklin, Brandon grew up focused on football, and as his family moved down to Reno, Nevada, he began his journey to the NFL at Robert McQueen High. Although he specialized as a wide receiver, Brandon was talented at every element of the game, from defense as a defensive back, to special teams where he was an excellent kick returner, to his insane play at wideout. In his senior season, Brandon proved that he can do pretty much everything, as he was named first team All-Northern Nevada. With the nod, Brandon was able to garner a bit of attention, but not nearly enough to make a Power 5, as he had to go the JUCO route as he went back to his hometown in Rocklin, California to begin his college career at Sierra College. As a freshman, Brandon made an impact from the beginning with over 550 yards and 5 touchdowns as he was named All-Big 8 Conference, getting him a bit of exposure, but he definitely needed to step it up as a sophomore to make his way up the JUCO ranks. Following the solid intro to his JUCO career, Brandon outdid himself in his second season with over 950 yards and 14 touchdowns to go along with over 700 yards through special teams. As a junior, it was time for Brandon to really show out and make his way to a Power 5 to potentially get a chance in the league. With that in mind, Brandon killed it with just under 2,500 all-purpose yards and 21 touchdowns as he got on the radar of some legit schools. Places like Colorado State, Kansas, Tennessee, Bama, and Arizona State were all interested. And although you think Alabama would be the automatic choice, it was not in the stars, as they just wanted him to be a return specialist, and because of that he became a Sun Devil. Surprisingly enough, Arizona State was the only school who recruited him as a wideout, and because of that, they got a star in the making. In his first year in the desert, Brandon got a bit of love with over 450 yards and 3 touchdowns, but was looking to outdo himself in his last year of eligibility, and he sure did that.
Here's Daniels on third, and he hits Aiyuk! Is he gone? Yes! ASU on the board!
Going into his senior season, Brandon was named third team preseason All-Pac-12, but exceeded expectations as he had just under 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns and was named first team All-Pac-12 in a breakout year to say the least. With a solid season in the rear view, Brandon was one of the top wide receiver prospects in the draft. Although he went the atypical route at JUCO, Brandon's senior year was enough for San Francisco as he was drafted 25th overall. Even though he was a first-round pick, Brandon was coming into an offense that had just been minutes away from winning a Super Bowl, and upon that, one of the biggest markets in the league. Thankfully for Brandon, the 49ers lacked depth at the wide receiver position, and because of that, he was able to get some love during one of the biggest train wreck seasons in NFL history for the 49ers. Injury after injury in all areas of the team kept San Francisco from having any legitimate success, as they somehow missed the playoffs after almost winning a Super Bowl. Although a rough year for the 49ers, Brandon was able to flourish in a debilitated offense with just under 750 yards and 5 touchdowns after a solid run mid-season. With a great rookie year behind him, Brandon is now on the up and up and is looking to dominate. Going into the season, Brandon was hardly known throughout the football world until this past year, especially after this.
Aiyuk, the rookie from Arizona State, and he'll bust it inside the 20 and the 10, and look at that, he hurdles his way into the end zone.
Although people know about the Pac-12, schools like Arizona State are not covered nearly as much as schools like USC and Oregon, so the best players go under the radar. Upon that, the fact that Brandon only played 2 years at a Power 5 added on to the lack of knowledge about him before his rookie campaign. But in reality, Brandon had been a stud for a while, and not only was his speed insane, but he was also excellent at getting open, and upon that is a part of a so-called Yak Club with George Kittle and Deebo Samuel as they kill it in the Yak game in San Fran.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
As you can tell, Brandon knows how to stack up yards upon yards early in his career, so the future is pretty bright for him. Although many see him as purely speedy wideout, he can run the ball efficiently, and although he is 4'5", he runs like he's 4'3" with incredible quickness on the field. Upon that, he's like a salamander, and combined with his agility, it's a tough matchup for any defender. These skills not only help in the offense, but he also kills it in special teams, and because of it can affect nearly every side of the game. Although I've been building Brandon up a ton, he is still far from perfect and needs to work on his physicality from press to jump balls. And upon that, he needs to work on his timing and being at the right place to make plays. But with time, he can put all these in the rear view. With all this in mind, to look ahead towards the future for Brandon, he has a lot of talent, and with his insane potential, it's up to how hard he works in order to define what future is in front of him. If I had to compare his potential future production to any other wideout, it would be someone like DeSean Jackson, and I could easily see Brandon putting together a career like that of DeSean's. Although seemingly a low ceiling, Brandon needs to fine-tune his game a bit before he gets to that next level. And he could easily get there if he was more consistent, but it's really up to him as to how good he can be. Brandon Aiyuk was once a nobody and is now climbing his way to the top of the football world. It's only a matter of time.
Brandon Aiyuk racing down the field. 30, 20, Aiyuk to the 10. He's in, touchdown.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, it would be awesome if you could subscribe, like, and comment what you guys want next. But anyway, see you all soon and peace out.